my zone. I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do. With the limited sources you have, your dream is still a find that motivation in you. And
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it must be Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to a special edition of Gentlemen's Talk. Fellas, what's going on? Talk to me.
What's going on, Rod? We interviewing you today, brother.
She. I'm gonna try to be as vulnerable as possible because there's a lot of stuff yet that even Mike don't even know about me.
Boy, you better
story.
stop lying to these people.
Hey,
trying
there's
to
a
be
lot of
vulnerable,
stuff.
bro. I mean, if you want to have a deep conversation with us, we'll do it. I was just trying to be, ask you some questions like, how do you like your steak cooked?
Show medium rare.
That tells a lot about the character of a man right there.
That tells you a lot right there.
Well, y'all already know what it is. I am your host today, your co-host, DJ Micah B.
And I'm Outlaw, the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
Your mother's favorite son, Mr. Gent, coming at you.
You know, this might be an accurate statement for me and Gent, because I do sometimes feel like he's my mother's favorite son when he comes over here.
I feel like your mom always favors your friends over you. They be like, damn, your mom's so cool and fun. And it's like, y'all wait till she fucking leave and see how she treat me.
Nah, the door always stay open for me at Miss Barker's house now.
Oh, for shit show. So, all right, man. So let's get into this, man. For those of you that don't know, today we are taking a deep dive into the fans out there getting to know Mr. Gent. This is from the Sideline Chronicles, featuring Mr. Gent. Me and Outlaw are your interviewers for today. See, you messed me up with your nonsense earlier.
I did.
You messed me up. So, Outlaw, go ahead. Start it off. What you got? Because I know this dude very well, pretty much inside and out.
I just met this dude like about a month ago.
About a month ago.
So I'm gonna start with the softball questions and start doing the hard hitting pitches later on. But that's how you come up with your pseudonym there, your nom de gras, whatever they say.
Your moniker?
Yeah.
With the mother's favorite son?
No, you're Mr. Gent.
Actual name. Actual name? All right. My actual name actually came probably. I kept the year of that Neo dropped, Year of the Gentleman, and I was really very much a fan of Neo.
Facts.
And his stature, his style, yeah. So when Year of the Gentleman came out, I was like, oh, I want to be somewhat like that. So my gamer tag ended up being Mr. Gent. So I was like, Mr. Gent 30. Y'all can find me on Xbox, PlayStation, both of them. Got both of them. So that's how I became that. It's how I try to live my life as a gentleman. I was raised as a gentleman, so.
And what do you feel like your definition of a gentleman is, though?
A gentleman is the way you hold yourself, actually. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you just, give life into the character of a gentleman, as in respecting everyone that's around you, your elders, saying yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and making sure that you hold doors open. What I instill in my girls is just, I take them out on dates, I make sure that they know what to look for and the man that they will be seeking for one day, which will be.
So you're trying to basically say that chivalry ain't dead,
Yeah, chivalry definitely ain't dead. Not in this one, at least.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So let's start off with some softball questions, like you said, man. Okay, so born and raised in Baytown for part of your life.
Part of my life.
So I want to deep dive into what do you remember about going to school out in Baytown, Texas?
Ooh, it was different. It was it was very we were very mixed. We're very well, like we got Mexicans, we got whites, we got blacks, we got whites that want to be black, got all that, you know. So it was my time in Baytown is definitely a time that kind of built my character up a lot because I was a fat kid. I was one that not many girls wanted to talk to, wanted to be friends with. Breathing hard while in PE, trying to play dodgeball. But like I was definitely friends with the odd people around me, you know.
So you were
Uh,
like kind of a very non-traditional alternative black kid.
yeah, exactly. Like I didn't like I can't say I lived bad. I can't say I lived in a terrible area. Uh, as I was, I feel like I was raised in McNair, but I wasn't from McNair. So so it was a lot of it was different, man. It was trying to fit in where I thought I did, and I realized now at an older age, it's like I wasn't gonna fit in with them. I was just
I,
trying to please everybody.
I think as we get older, we kind of realize that fitting in just means you're conforming. You're not being your true, authentic self.
Exactly.
facts.
And my true authentic self, I didn't find that until a few years ago. So that was a journey, but we'll get to that.
What exactly is a few years ago? Because I disagree.
I didn't find this version of me to probably 2016, 2017.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right.
Yeah,
The way you
yeah.
said a few years ago, I thought you was talking about like in the last 3 years or something. So
Mm,
okay, cool. So
yeah,
here's
deeper.
what where so you grow up in Baytown, you in Macon. Your grandmother stayed right around the corner from me,
Right
so
around the
we were
corner.
always around each other, right around the corner. I done
Yes,
went over
sir.
there and got my head busted in dominoes by your grandpa. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
for sure, for sure.
Uh,
It was,
so the dynamic of you being a fat kid going in and starting to play sports now, and I've watched you. You know what I'm saying? So you go into playing sports. I see you become more of the star of the team as you're getting older, but you move to Mount Bellevue and you
mm,
end up going to Barbers Hill. What
hmm
exactly was that transition like? Because back then when you did it, I mean it's much easier to do it now, but when you did it,
yeah.
it was still kind of a little
It
chippy
was
thing going on there.
it was definitely different. The reason why we left from Baytown was the fact that you know my pappy, you know my pops.
Mm-hmm. I definitely do.
He was definitely a Sterling legend. Uh, yeah, boy, toted that rock until he couldn't tote that rock no more.
Yep.
Uh, and all the coaches wanted me to go to Sterling. I would have started as a freshman at Sterling. Uh, but the fact of the matter is, my dad didn't want that for me. He wanted me to build my legacy where I was at. He didn't want it to just be me being handed, what I had. So we moved to Mount Bellevue, and let me tell you, first week there, I'm like everyone kind of like pretty much that summer between coming from Baytown to Mount Bellevue, I lost my weight. I lost
You
my
did.
weight. I got in the gym, started swimming, which is one of the best workouts you can do. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Full body.
Full body, straight up. Probably about 5, 6 days a week. I was in there. So when I came to Barbara Hill, it was different. It was like everyone started gravitating towards me because I was a black kid. I was a black man, and it's into a white, try to integrate into a white school. You know, I had to say one of my homeboys back then. They thought I was gay at first because I wasn't the typical hard black man that just coming in. My grandma, I said to my grandma first day at school, and she put on this I think it was fireflies or dragonfly shirt on me. Like it was like a button down dragonfly shirt, and that I was on the other side. So that like the guys were really messing with me, the females were messing with me, but it was different because it was just a culture shock. It was definitely a culture shock because I came from uh, Baytown to went to Highlands to went to City Bayou Junior, and coming straight to from CBJ to Barbers Hill.
You went to Highlands?
Yeah, I went to Highlands Elementary. My mom teached over there. Yeah,
Elementary.
yeah,
Okay, I thought you were talking about
yeah,
junior
elementary.
high.
Nah, I went to City Bayou. Uh, went to Barbers Hill after that. It was different. And this is back when social media started becoming more of a forefront of communication. I didn't have a phone, but I had a computer. Got a computer at the house, so getting on MySpace and everything like that, and trying to connect to my old people back from Baytown was a thing I tried to reach out and do a lot because I feel like I didn't fit in at Barbers Hill.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you,
Even
man. It sounded like you moved around a lot. So how did
I
you
did.
keep having to make friends? Every time you go somewhere new, was that hard for you?
Uh, there's always that weird kid no one ever talked to, and I'm the one that will talk to that weird kid. That what I still to this day been looking for one of my friends from Highlands. His name was Gunther. Weird little kid, man, big head. And this is where I met Jonathan Leggington, and all of them. So we all became, friends through the years. After a while, me and Jonathan. Um, but I still, to this day, trying to find one of my friends who come through. I'll try to look it up. That's a weird name to look up.
I mean, with the name like Gunther, you can't miss that cat. Like it's probably like
Right,
one
right.
Gunther per state.
Right now, Gunther's a popular name. If you keep
Right
up with
now,
WWE, you do know that's your intercontinental champion.
exactly. But at the same time, it was difficult, but it wasn't difficult because the fact of I wanted to fit in with the popular kids, but I couldn't. I was just a weird kid.
So even being
So
like a star in sports, you still never really fit in with the popular crowd.
they wanted me to at Barbers Hill. They wanted me to fit in the popular crowd, but what they were doing and what my mindsets and my values were completely different. Uh, they were at, at Barbers Hill. They was drinking at 14, and they was partying. Their parents, let them do whatever they want to do, and
That's wild.
my parents don't play that.
No, no,
My
hell
grandma
no.
don't play that. I was definitely like in the house, like, oh, let me go to this birthday party. Nah, where you going? You gonna sit here in the house? You ain't got nothing to do. Your room ain't clean. I'm like, my room is clean. Wasn't clean enough for me to go
It
out.
could be cleaned up.
So it
So,
sounds like
but
you
I just
kind of, I'm not gonna say you had a strict upbringing, but like your parents kept you
definitely,
in line.
yeah, they definitely kept me in line. They kept me busy at that. Uh, as in going and being the usher in church, playing the drums in church, miming,
We
uh,
gonna get there. We gonna get there.
miming to going and doing summer track, doing football camps and all this other stuff. It was just definitely just kept me busy to where I didn't really get the chance to go do these other things that other kids were doing. That was definitely just like stayed in a pretty strict schedule a lot of the time. So
So now that you're a parent, do you feel like you're just as rigid as your parents were, or are you a bit more flexible with your kids? I know your kids
right
are still
now,
pretty young, but
yeah. So with my oldest being 8, uh, my oldest doesn't live with me, uh, but I'm very present in her life. Being her coach and for soccer and everything like that is definitely different because I don't want to put that heavy burden on her, but at the same time, I do hold her responsible for things that she does. Uh, the fact that she is pretty good at soccer. She is probably like one of the top 3 players on the team. Uh, she she likes it. I don't want to make her do anything she doesn't like. We tried track. She didn't like track. She liked running. She liked running at track meets, but practice wasn't it.
So how long would
I
you make her
agree with
stick
that.
with something before you could be like, okay, you don't like it, let's drop out of this?
I like finish the year. Finish
Finish the
finish
year.
finish the year. Finish it out. We can close this out, and we'll go back to soccer. She hasn't showed interest in any other sports. Soccer is one of those things that she really likes. Even my youngest, about to sign her up for soccer too. She didn't like when
That's
she
my
liked soccer.
girls.
Not for real. She definitely she played upward for a year, for a season, and she liked it, but she didn't like it. Like she liked it because she made friends from it, but she didn't like it. She didn't like playing like that. She would rather be on the bench, making friends and everything like that. But now that she's getting older, she's seen her sister play, and she wants to play as well. She's
No,
ready.
that
She's
girl is
ready
a
to strap them up.
handful.
Let me tell you, high energy. So I need her to get out there and run it out. I need to get out there and run it out. That's my baby though. That's my road dog.
So I got something for you, right? You talk about not fitting in, or not even really not fitting in, not just wanting to fit in with the popular crowd and things like that. But I also know at church it was completely different because we went to the same church. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do.
At church it was completely different. Church, I feel like, is where you started, where you have most of your friends, because I mean we all grew up together. And we go to a small church. Talk about the dynamic of going to a small church for the people, because a lot of people go to these big super churches now and they don't know nobody.
Small churches, you learn very quickly who your family, who's not your family. Who related to your uncle on the other side, who married to your cousin but not really your cousin, but we call them cousin. We are in that small church. We're pretty much that. They were my friends because my parents let me and my grandma let me hang out with them outside of the church. Let's go, friends. They let me go hang out with them outside of church. If I'm hanging out with Michael, I'm hanging out with Michael. Ain't got
They
nothing to
don't
worry
care.
about. If I'm hanging out with Bedford, I'm hanging out with Bedford. Ain't nobody really care. They're the only ones that were able to see my inside life, inside my house, inside my family, or anything like that. They're the only ones that are around to actually get to know me outside the church, outside of school, outside of other things. Just growing up inside this small church, you definitely voluntold to do things.
Yeah, that's it.
Because like
You're gonna be an usher today.
you gonna be who, me? Yeah,
you go.
grab the collection plate. Ah man, offering just gotta have to be out there and do stuff. The next thing you know, my grandma told the first lady that I play the drums. Next thing you know, I'm on the drums. See, my man was the only thing that I knew I wanted to do. That I just made that decision. Like, yeah, this is something I wanted to do.
At
And
least they let you try other things. Me, they was just
yeah,
like, you a
they
singer,
did.
go in the choir.
Yeah, you were. But you can sing. I'm
Hey,
just I'm
people
just
don't
learning. I'm just learning the
people
drums.
don't know that. People don't know that. Stop. I mean, obviously
You can
Outlaw
sing.
does, but a lot of people don't know
Yeah.
that.
Hey, Michael Bachus can sing. Put it out there.
This
Go
this
ahead, high note for us real quick, Michael. Go ahead.
no sir. This interview is not about me. This interview is about Mr. Gent down there. Don't do that. Don't do that. I like what you're trying to do though. Nice try.
But
So
yeah, it was definitely different, man. It was definitely strange.
okay.
Strange to the fact of like, the fact that you start laughing at the girls at church. And you can't really see the girls at church
Cut it
because
off. Cut it off.
can't really see the girls at church because they're the girls at church.
Oh my goodness.
I got a question for you, bro.
Uh-oh.
So you talked about, how you're Mr. Gentleman and all this and that, but I was kind of wondering, who are you, outside of being a significant other and a father? Like, what is the individual, outside of that? Because I feel like a lot of fathers, especially these days, we get kind of caught up in being a dad, being a husband, being an employee, but like when it's just you on your own volition, getting to do what you want to do, who are you?
Whew, that's a deep question.
That's a
Uh,
good
Softball shit is
question.
over with.
So me on the outside, me that person, the people that really don't get to see is a poet. Uh, my head is definitely into music.
What up,
Always had
Nick?
headphones on. Always getting into old school R&B, old school like I said, Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross. Uh,
Hold on now. That's for your time. What you know about music like
yeah,
that?
but
Wait a minute.
hey,
That's some child
that's me.
conception music right there.
Yeah. So growing up, we always had a stereo. Uh, and let me tell you, I could not go to sleep without music. And it was always on 102.1. Always. Quiet Storm. Imagine
Magic.
102.1. Uh, I just played all night, and that's where I got the soul of my music. And I can definitely, the older generation as a Benny King, I can gratify that to my grandfather. He's definitely an old blues, old soul type of man. And every time I got this truck, Benny King was on. So
I was gonna
Sam
say you
Cooke,
seem like you an old soul, man. Like,
I, I
He
I
is.
am, I am, I definitely am. Uh, so definitely got the music in my life has definitely got me into poetry. Uh, got me into writing. In high school, I started writing poetry, and
Rhythms. What's going on? I had to put the accent on
my
for that one. My bad.
my journal ended up getting lost at a track meet, and I stopped writing from there. From high school to probably when my grandfather passed, I stopped writing. There was my grandfather passed. I ended up writing my first poem, but coming back about him, you know. So it definitely got me back into writing. So I think I got like probably 10, 12 more poems from the past 2, 3 years. Just trying to perfect my craft, perfect my voice, and get into it a little bit more. So,
so would you say that poetry is like that one thing that people wouldn't expect you to be into? Like I feel like everyone has
yes,
that one or two things about them, and it's like I didn't think you like that kind of stuff.
yes, yes. I definitely uh, don't really put that on the front of me, you know, because they, oh, let me. Every time I say something, they're like, oh, I'm writing. They're like, oh, what are you writing on? Poem, and they're like, oh, let me hear it.
Oh, see that right there, outlaw. You see that right there? Michael Bach is definitely a singer. Go ahead and hit them high note, Mike. No,
Yeah,
it's the same thing. You see that?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close that up. Just
So,
like being a dancer, like yeah,
okay. I was about to
exactly,
get there because one glance, most people probably wouldn't think you're a dancer.
definitely a
And,
dancer, definitely.
I mean, not we could talk about mime later. Just a dancer, like
Hmm.
period. And one look, and most people won't think you're a dancer. But let me tell you, bro, got some moves, man.
Yeah, when I was small and when I was bigger. Michael Jackson, man, Michael Jackson and Chris Brown.
I think we
They
can all
they
relate.
they definitely got me into to dancing. Studying Michael Jackson videos, studying Chris Brown those videos, all that stuff just got me into the loving and move my body. So I can't hear a beat without hitting my shoulder. Hitting that.
You got to give him that. You got to be sitting in the seat, just giving him that shoulder
Like,
dance. Uh,
snap.
uh. Hey,
You know
you
what?
got to
Since you
start.
like
Got to
dancing so
start
much,
jigging with it.
who would you say like nowadays is like probably like the premier dancer in like the music entertainment world? 'Cause I know back in the day, Michael Jackson was the end all be all
Yeah.
for like dancing. That motherfucker, he could walk backwards, and people like that motherfucker could dance.
God,
I
by
already
golly.
know the answer to this.
Chris Breezy. Chris Breezy is the GOAT. Uh, Chris Brown is one of those that you just look at him dancing, you're like, that man ain't human.
Facts.
He's not human.
Man,
He,
I'll give Chris
he
Brown his credit, man. Like when it comes to dancing and making music, he don't miss.
you
Whatever you gotta
know,
say about him as an individual, that's whatever. But like as an entertainer, he top notch in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. He. Like I said last week, he got a vote that's bigger than anybody can even imagine. the songs that he probably can release now and be number one.
You talking about somebody when a lot of NBA followers say that man in his bag, bruh.
Nah, him man, definitely in his bag. Like, kind of like as a dancer, while I'm like, sometimes I see him hit a move, and I'm like,
Chris
gotta,
Breezy is the GOAT. Okay, China. Okay.
uh,
I won't
I
disagree
be, I
with
be,
that.
I be trying to figure out how he get his body to move the way it moves. He changes dancing. You know, because dancers they will. I watch dance battles all the time, and the way they move their body is just this poetry in motion. So that's why I end up liking poetry and end up liking dancing because it's a way of expressing yourself. Crumping, ballet.
You know,
You know, yeah.
I was the GOAT now. Don't play with me.
You,
This it's just different ways of expressing yourself through different dance styles. So
speaking of expressing yourself, and if this is a topic that's like hitting too deep, we can just go ahead and skip it. But back to the poetry. What do you write? Like what is your poetry about? Is it expressing your innermost feelings as a black man in a really harsh world, or just like what is your poetry about?
my poetry is about I've wrote about loss. I've wrote about living. I've wrote about the fact that the world is burning and no one else is seeing it but us, but our people. You know, I've written about love. I've written about dreams. One of my favorite ones is about dreaming, and it's just about seeing the vision and how close you can get to getting to the being to that vision is in your dreams. If you stop dreaming, you might be able to to achieve these dreams that you're dreaming about. So it's about different other things. I don't know. It's just wherever I'm feeling. If I hear certain person say certain things, like I watch podcasts, and if I hear something, I'm like, oh, it'll spark something in my head, or spark a line, and I'll just start with that line and just run with it. So
Speaking of you talking about loss, and again, personally, I know you. And speaking of loss, you've talked about your grandpa throughout this interview a couple of times now. So I just want you to elaborate on what your grandpa meant. Because during my interview, I spoke of my grandpa a lot. Not my grandmother a lot, and
grandmother, yeah,
you
yeah.
already know. So that was my heartbeat right there. So I would just share with your grandpa what you learned from your grandpa, what your grandpa meant to you, and things like that. Because I know you still got a good relationship with your grandma, but it wasn't like it
Yeah.
was with your grandpa.
Nah, that man, uh, he was a Lester B. Sims, man. A
I know that
Lester Booker,
smile.
a Lester Booker Sims. I'm telling you, man. You can hear him laugh before you can even walk in the building. And that's something that my uncle embodies too. You can definitely hear Les laugh
Oh,
before
most definitely.
before
That's
I
definitely his
enter the
son.
building. Uh, nah, he was everything. He was he was the one person that believed in me when no one else did. He's the one person that saw me do wrong, but he tried to correct it. He'll help me. He'll do whatever he can to help me to make sure I got out this rut. He was hard. He was a quiet man. He was a quiet man, but he had a lot to say at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Uh, there's been plenty of times where I just look for his approval and things, and he won't say a thing, but you see him smile, you see him nod that head, you got it. Uh, you after I play a football game, he's right there. He was there at the games, making up them bleachers. I always look for him. And again, if I had a good game, he'll smile, he'll do a nod, won't say nothing else. But when I had a bad game, he got a lot to say.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you did, like, if I miss the assignment, yeah, I won't hear it that night. But soon next time I see him, he like, why you let that boy do you like that? God, you saw that?
Yeah, he saw it. All right.
Yeah, man. He was everything of a man that I wanted to be.
Yeah,
That
that's
I
it.
strive to be. Um, he took care of his family. Huge heart, no questions asked. Um, him and my grandma always got into that like that because he will make sure that his family is taken care of. He will make sure that. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh. Daddy duty calls.
Well, the tablet ain't dead, so it ain't an emergency.
No, 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 no. It ain't an emergency. Tell my girl I said what's up. That's my partner right there, man. He just said Micah said what's up.
She's like, hi.
I
But
got one
you
yeah,
for
should
you.
you,
Oh
you
no, go
you
ahead.
you should you should see when I see Mariah in person. She will run up to me.
and then a hug, deep hug. But yeah, he made sure he take care of the family and make sure that we stay in line. He brought the family together. Made
Yes, he
sure that
did.
he brought the family together. He wanted everyone to be there. Uh, just to do a circle. Micah know.
Yep.
We'll get in that circle, and every holiday we'll hold hands, we'll pray, because we were
Every high,
thinking
and I
about
used to be invited all the time. Me and
all
my
the
mom were
time.
invited all the time.
So it's just yeah, he's every person that I want to be.
Hmm. So I got one for you, Chief, on on the subject of your grandfather. Just knowing what I know about you, I feel like your grandfather will be mighty proud of the man that you are today. But in your heart of hearts, do you feel like you're doing enough to make your grandfather proud? Even if he's not here, he's still here, and in spirit and such. But do you feel like you are making him proud still?
Whew. Uh, I ask myself that question a lot, actually. Um, I tend to, before I get a new job or before making a major decision, think about that question. And honestly, sometimes I'm like, nah, he wouldn't be happy with me right now. And that's what brings me tears, bring me, upset. But then there's times where I'm like, I'm doing this for him. I'm doing this to embody him in me. And I'm like, yes, this he will be proud of me for doing this. Yes, he will be proud of me for taking care of these girls like I'm taking care of them. Making the moves that taking care of right now. I feel like he'll be proud of me. That I'm not sitting still taking whatever coming at me. I'm going to get it. So he will be proud of me. Yes, he will have his criticisms. Yes, he will have his words, but at the same time, I know he will be nodding his head and smiling and being good with it right now. So
You
yeah,
know,
You know what?
that was
I'm
yep.
on
No,
the
go ahead.
I'm on the I guess you could say 180 of this, and the reason why I'm on the way of this because I don't think he would be disappointed in anything, and the reason why I don't think he'd be disappointed in anything, he lets you make mistakes as a kid for you to get
yeah,
better,
he
and
definitely did.
even your grandpa passed away 2 years ago now.
About 3 years
About
ago.
goodness, boy, time flies.
3 years
But
ago now.
during that same time, I've seen you transition from where you were to where you are now. And I absolutely think, yeah, you still make mistakes because you're still young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're still young. And like I said, the one thing I admire about your grandpa is he lets you make mistakes because a lot of people shelter their kids and their grandkids in and don't let them make mistakes. And they go out into the world and they make mistakes and don't know any consequences because they
Yeah.
never made mistakes
no,
before in
no,
their
nothing.
life.
Yeah, that's
But
definitely.
I personally do think your grandfather will be proud, especially the person you become inside the church as well. So I do think he would. I do.
Yeah. And to
Appreciate
your
that.
point,
Yeah.
Micah, my brother would love this, but there's a scene in Batman Begins. It's like
Come
with
on.
young Bruce and his dad, and Bruce falls down a hole, and the dad comes to save him. And I forget the quote verbatim, but basically he says like, it's not about how you fall, it's about how you pick yourself back up. And being a human in this world, you're gonna fall, you're gonna make mistakes, shit is gonna go wrong. But what matters most is not the mistakes, it's about how you rectify those mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And I feel like as long as each day you're striving to do better than you did the last, your grandfather will be internally proud of you.
Facts.
Yeah. So my favorite quote by Martin Luther King is, "If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. Then crawl. But as long as you keep moving forward, that's what I live by. Just as long as I keep moving forward, don't give up, and just keep my mind focused on what I have to do. Even when I'm lost, even when you're lost, you still have one focus that you need to do. There's one thing like, okay, I'm trying to get here, so let me do what I have to do right here, right now, to focus, make sure I get to that point. Uh, so it's definitely a thing I'm getting used to, uh, because being I was married at one point in time, 3 years ago, uh, and but divorce was never in my picture, and starting over was definitely a learning curve for me. It was definitely days that I sit in the dark and not do anything, sitting just by myself, lost in my head. So finding my way out that darkness and trying to find more of the man that I want to be, uh,
Ronaldo, what's up, man?
uh, was definitely a curve for me. Okay, thank you.
I was gonna say, man, I'm right there with you. I went through a separation, about 6, 7 months ago, and like you said, divorce wasn't on your mind. Nobody, at least in my mind, nobody goes into a relationship planning to fail, quote unquote. And I feel like as men, when something that means so much to us ends, it kind of feels like, damn, where did I go wrong? Where did I fail? You kind of got to sit back and reevaluate, yourself as an individual, the choices that you made, and get unlost. Like you said, you was in the darkness, and now here you are. Like, what did that process of getting out of the darkness look like for you?
Ooh, that was nothing but God. That
Mm.
was nothing but
Well,
God.
you better preach on here.
That was literally, it took me to I was going through my divorce and losing my grandfather at the same time.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you did. I didn't even realize that while it was going on. You
yeah,
did.
yeah. So it was the darkest I ever been. I felt like I was alone. I felt like I didn't want to reach out with anybody at the same time. 'Cause I didn't want anybody to see me where I was. Uh,
Ah,
yeah.
But
Uh,
no, go ahead, bro.
it definitely took me in prayer. Definitely took me getting into that book and waking up and making sure I had a purpose to be here. Coming from taking care of my wife and my kids and everything like that, to not having them in the house anymore, was a difference. It was definitely a like, what am I about to do now? You know, what am I living for now? If they're not here, what am I living for now? You know. So I had to make myself get up, go run, go work out for a minute, come back, read the Bible, get up, clean the house, because when you sit in depression, your house goes to shambles. Um, Clean up the house. I started getting into projects. I started restoring like dressers and all this other stuff.
I
Just
remember
trying
that
to,
phase.
So you really found yourself as the individual outside of being a father and a husband. And
yeah, that's
was that individual lost during your marriage, basically?
yeah, yeah. It was buried into taking care of everybody but myself. Uh, I definitely just lost my mind. Definitely lost my spirit and my happiness of who am I. Like you guys, Mike, I barely even went out. They were like, "Hey, just come out and do this." I'm like, I barely
Yeah, I
even
used
went
to
out
pull. I
yet,
used to pull your ass out the house.
because
Tell
it's
tell
just
the
like,
truth. I used to be like, we going here, we going here.
but I
Yeah.
gotta go with that. But yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
definitely a dark area.
Hey, you know me already. I know when people going through things. You got me fucked up. You gonna get your ass
Yeah,
about this house and let's go.
yeah,
Yeah, I got one more for you,
definitely.
Chief, and I'm gonna let Michael start cooking. But you talked about when you
Oh
were
no, you
going
cooking,
through.
bro. You cooking.
If you want to keep hearing more, I got more to say. But I was gonna ask, man, you were talking about when you was going through depression, you didn't feel like you wanted to reach out to anybody, and I know me personally, that's how I am when I'm going through it. You feel like when you're at your lowest point, who wants to hear this sad, pitiful bullshit? Who's gonna love me at my fucking lowest and this and that? And I feel
Yeah,
like you never really realize how many people love you even at your lowest. And I kind of wanted to, ask you, man, like as a man, like why do you feel like we don't feel worthy enough to reach out for help, but we want to help everybody else out?
yeah, because we sit there and look at everyone else's situations besides our own.
Don't go around telling
Uh,
people that.
we definitely look at everyone's situation but our own. We see this person doing well, that person doing well, this person doing well. Why would I bring my burdens onto that person? You know, well, I feel like we're if they're happy, to let them be happy.
That's a
Don't
good
let them
point.
don't bring it down.
But to my point,
Oh
though, man, if you got loved ones, that's what they're there for the good times and the bad times. Like you can't hide yourself away from the world when you're not feeling worthy. Like people love you no matter how you feel about yourself, man. That's why they're your loved ones.
yeah,
Like
that,
Mike, he
now,
trying to drag your ass out the house when you didn't feel like being out
yeah,
the house.
that he definitely did. Just go to O'Neill's or something. But we definitely want to in that dark area. We don't feel like we deserve to be loved. We always feel like we messed up in some kind of way, to where we like, okay, why am I reaching out to these people? I don't deserve these people. They may love
Same to
us.
you, my
They may
brother.
love us, but at the same time, why do I want to reach out to? Because we love them so much, so we don't want to break them down. But I have to say one thing about now is when I came out of my depression, I realized who was there. You know, like literally, I remember I went to a birthday party with my family, and I'm getting people hugging me like I missed you. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like you were getting a dark cloud over your head for a long time. I've missed you. And that sits with me to this day. That was 3 years ago when I heard that, and I literally, it was just it took the village to open up to me about how they felt by me being absent, for me to see that I could have relied on them the whole time.
Yeah,
They were there the whole time, but it was waiting for me to reach out for them, because they felt like if they reached out to me, I wouldn't have even tried.
yeah, I get
So
that,
I would
man.
just,
No, go ahead, Michael.
I would just like to say you had me fucked up, okay? Because I did. Hey, he tried that shit with me. He did.
yeah,
He tried it with me. You
for
had me
sure.
fucked up at that point. There ain't no way in hell. You know what? Go ahead, Outlaw, because I know you had another question. You had a follow up question.
No, it was less of a question, more of a statement. But
Okay,
I feel like as men who have families, daughters, wives, et cetera, I feel like we get to a point where we feel like we're only loved for what we provide and not really loved as individuals. And I feel like that kind of bleeds over into how we think others perceive us outside of our wife and kids. And you
that's a
kind
good
of
point.
forget to
Yeah,
realize that there are people who love you for you. Fuck what you can provide for them. They love you for the smiles that you bring them, the joy that you bring to their life. And we don't really think about those things. We think about, I put a roof over this person's head and I put gas in her car, and that's why she, quote unquote, loves me. We don't think about what we offer, outside the material things.
Lundo, what's up, man?
no,
And
for real.
maybe that's kind of
You're
where
right.
you went wrong. You didn't think that people loved you just as you, man. Because
Yeah,
I've been there
they did.
before.
They didn't. I didn't. I felt like they didn't love me for me, because I feel like I fucked up. I burned a lot of bridges when I was in my depression, in my dark place, to where they should love me anymore. But the fact of having family and having that village that was sitting here behind you, that you just never look back and see, you know, it definitely just you see darkness in front of you, but and then you turn around and you see everybody just have your back. It feels good. Make you feel warm. Make you
Yeah,
feel
man.
loved, and you're like they make you feel like you deserve that.
No man is an island.
Yeah, it's scary. The island's a scary place. It's definitely a scary place.
I
Man.
can go ahead and
So
cook you like you got something on your mind.
yeah, so now that everybody's well known in that I wouldn't leave you the hell alone when you was in a dark place.
Mm,
let's let's bring it back to something a little bit softer to say,
Some
right?
lighthearted stuff, I feel like we bought all the verge of
Yeah. We
tears
had
over here, man.
and hey, I appreciate you opening up though, because it's dope. It's dope to
we go.
hear. So let's do something lighthearted real quick. We formed the Mime Group in 2009. You
Yeah.
joined 2010. I want to personally ask you, during your dark time, what was the role that the Mime Group played for you during that time to bring you out of your depression?
I'm gonna stop right quick,
Uh,
Micah. Could you explain what a mind group is for the people who might not know what that
Okay,
is?
so
Because
right.
I don't know what
so
it is.
you
Paramount.
go. That's right, London boy. You better stop. Hey, you better stop, because I'll preach on here. Don't play with me. Um, you go through to get through. So basically, our mime group, if I could explain it, is, if you ever heard of praise dancing, it's like praise dancing, but it's just a different form. Like, if you know what miming is, it's just painting the story for the people to see of what the artist is talking about. That's the best way I can really explain it. It's like poetry
Yeah.
in motion,
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's still a ministry, and it's still a ministry. So anything that God calls you into to preach to His people or to paint pictures face, it's still a ministry. So that's what our mind ministry is. AMP, hold that down, baby. What's up, AMP? What up, Mark? Congratulations on the new baby, by the way. I had to
Yes,
go ahead
sir.
and say that. Go ahead and show them the tattoo one time. Yeah. So I want to know what part did the brotherhood play in you coming out that
Ooh,
rut, because we all knew that you were
yeah,
going
that
through
was.
things, because you'd break down and practice a lot, and we'd be right there.
Yeah, that definitely was there. The role, man. That my when I got back on TikTok, I definitely started doing these miming at the house. Just doing moves at the house, learning how to move. 1 second, baby. Yeah, baby. Give me 1 second, okay? Yeah. Uh, this doing moves in the house, listening to gospel music and just letting the music just flow through me, uh, letting God flow through me and use me, and it definitely was different than miming before. I definitely was closer to God at that point of my journey than I was miming before. Because before I do I do it for God, but I wasn't as connected as I was till then.
Hmm.
Um, so it coming back and really praising him while I'm doing it. I really removed myself and just started letting him use me a lot more
Go ahead
at
and
that
preach,
point.
brother. Go ahead and
Yeah.
preach.
I got a lighthearted question for you, man, to kind of bring some levity to this conversation, man. But what do you like to do to make people happy?
Oh, I'm goofy. I'm definitely goofy.
He think he
uh,
funny. That's all. That's all it is. He not goofy. He think he funny.
Hey,
no,
man,
I don't
if
think
you think
I don't
you
think I'm
funny,
funny.
man. Somebody gonna laugh at it.
Somebody gonna laugh.
Oh
Outlaw just
wow!
laugh. Outlaw
Yeah,
just
man.
laugh.
I saw that big goofy grin, and I was like, and
But
that
hey,
Joker got a nice
Gent,
smile, man.
hey, Gent. I almost call you by your government name, bro. Don't do that.
But
Okay,
no, I
so
definitely I cook now. I do cook for
yeah,
people,
you do.
and it definitely it makes them happy. So just being me. To want people want to be around me now. So yeah.
So
Beautiful,
let me
man.
let me ask you this. I really want to hear what you got to say about this. You graduate high school.
Hmm.
You go to college.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly where I'm going with this. Why you're laughing?
Yeah.
I get
Come
a
on.
I get a text. I get a text one evening. Hey brother, we need to talk. For those of you that who are just not tuning on,
Uh.
you don't know. This is one of my best friends. You know, one of my brothers right here. This little brother. You
Ooh.
should ask you should ask him what I do at practice to him when we go to practice. You'd be surprised. I'm a bully. It's okay though.
There you.
But I get a text message one evening out of nowhere. It's just like, hey brother, what's going on? I'm like, what's up? We need to talk. And I'm like, all right, so what we got to talk about? This man sends me a
Ah.
picture. A
Yep.
picture. I am not no damn New Yorker, London. Good lord. But anyway, I get a text message. We need to talk. Followed with a picture of a baby, and I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the message late, and then I seen the picture the next day on his Facebook, and I said, what the hell is going on here? And then he was like, well, that's what we need to talk about. So you have your first child.
Mm-hmm.
While you're in college at Blinn, what was that experience like? I've never experienced that, so I don't know what it's like. But what is that experience like?
I was 19 years old with a child, newborn child. Wo- It's time to grind. That's all I had to know. That's all I knew. It was time to grind. Uh, man, it was just. I don't know. It was. I felt like that was the first time I ever felt love. I ever felt, like literally when holding that baby in my arms and having those tears run down my face. Like this is I'm gonna love you forever. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna make sure of that. I remember first night she was born. She's about to turn 8 on Saturday. Whew, I'm getting old, but I remember she started crying, and I literally sung "You'll Be in My Heart" by Tarzan. On the Tarzan song, I got Phil Collins. Let's go.
Okay, come through then.
And she just calmed down and she, went to sleep. And it was just one of those moments of like, dang, I'm a father. This is gonna be my baby. This
I was
is
gonna ask you like when was that moment that hit you where you're like you're a dad, but I guess that was it.
yeah, that was it. That was like literally her putting her hand on my chest as an infant, being a day old. Not even just putting her hand on my chest, and I'm like, dang, I'm a father because when I say that baby looked just like me, bald and everything, coming out the
There,
womb,
there was no denying that. There was no Mari.
no
None,
denying that.
bruh. None. None whatsoever.
I'm the pappy. So that was definitely the case. And just this feeling that the overwhelming feeling of this love and the overprotecting, just now I'm definitely a rugged, I'm definitely embody my grandfather. Like you're gonna learn, you're gonna make mistakes.
You gonna learn today.
Mhm. So I make sure she makes her mistakes and make sure she learns from it. Like I'm not doing that overprotecting type of fatherhood type of things. Um, but you're gonna learn, what the consequences are from it.
Right.
So that coming from college and going straight into being a father, literally I wasn't in college anymore. I started working, uh, trying to make sure that I take care of her, take care of myself, take care. Her mother ended up coming to live with me, um, so I had to make sure she was okay too. Um, it was a tough time. We definitely didn't like each other at the moment, uh, but I can say I'm blessed now to have the relationship that I have with her, being a friendship, and co-parenting to where we can communicate healthfully, and becoming friends in the family. You know, so.
You know what? I'm gonna cook for you real quick, man. I feel like, one thing we really don't discuss these days is healthy co-parenting. Like, what does that look like, and how do you achieve that? You know, because like me and my ex, I would say that we're genuinely friends, and we collaborate and have discussions, and we I don't think we get along for the sake of our daughter, just because I feel like we get along just because we actually do have a genuine friendship outside of our daughter. But what did it take for you as an individual to get to that point with your child's mother?
It takes time. It takes communication. Uh, it takes trust. Uh, because a lot of times in the beginning of my daughter's uh, life, we didn't trust each other. Uh, but as she grew older, I think when she turned like 3, we was able to sit down and have a conversation about what we wanted and how we wanted it. And from that point to now, we've grown a beautiful relationship because the fact that it takes showing up for your child whenever she feel like you're not gonna be there. Like, oh, okay, she has a doctor's appointment. Oh, I'm gonna be there. What time is it? She has a soccer game. Okay, I'll be late for work for a little bit, but I'll show up. Uh, oh, she's still feeling sick. Let me go to the store, go pick up some medicine. She needs soccer cleats. Let me go to the store and buy some soccer cleats. Like it takes showing up for this baby. Like I'm signing up for a field trip coming next week because she's going to the aquarium. This takes showing up and being there for your child, and it will come. The relationship will come with the baby mom. Uh, it definitely takes communication between. I don't like how you did that. I'm not questioning your parenting, but at the same time, I want you to know at my house this is how we hold it.
Mm.
Don't undermine her or in front of the child, or make sure she doesn't undermine you in front of the child. So it takes the structure. This is how we're gonna try to raise this child, and this is how it's gonna look like. Um, it definitely this is the process, especially having my ex-wife, because we were together. We were together for years, and not being apart, it was a period of time that we had a rough patch about having Mariah, and it took her trusting me and knowing that I'm gonna show up for my baby no matter what. She lived an hour away, and they had a donuts with dads. I'm just getting fresh off of work at 6 o'clock. Gotta be over there for 7:30. I'm on my way. Just showing up, you know, just being there for your baby.
Well, I'm happy you brought up your second kid because I was going to go there next.
Yeah.
So now so now you're having a second kid. I don't remember if y'all were married or not when you had Mariah. I really don't.
Uh, yes. Yeah, we were married.
Okay,
She
okay,
was she
okay.
was a few months old.
Okay. So you get to your second kid, you have another daughter. Talk about being a girl dad and how it's changed you because I've seen the change personally. I have definitely seen the change personally, but I want to hear from your side because I have my own different assumptions about this and where you change and things like that. But talk about it,
I wanted a boy. I wanted a boy
Mariah.
because
Mariah, I hope you never see this. Let's just start off with that.
I wanted a boy. Now, I'm gonna be forefront honest because the fact of me learning softness, communication. Ain't nobody call you. He said that she came right up.
No,
Uh,
she heard me say her name. That's all it is.
mhm. What's up, baby?
When you're done talking, the wait for me, and then when I do my stuff, I can say.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay. All right. Learning how to communicate. Uh, Definitely learning how to communicate with girls is different from learning how to communicate with boys. Sometimes, learning about love languages and feelings is definitely
Well,
different because
that's what will happen.
Naomi and Mariah are two different creatures. Let me tell you. Naomi is my tomboy. She gonna go pick up a bug. She gonna run around there, everything like that. But when it comes down to Mariah, she's my princess. She's my lover. She's gonna hold on to me at night. She don't want to be touched. She want to be held, and she wants to be reassured all the time. But Naomi, she doesn't need that. She's very much independent. She's her own person, but she's definitely just one of those like I'm gonna do what I want to do. She hard headed, but she gonna learn from it. But
You gonna learn
becoming
today.
becoming a girl dad is just learning that it takes time to learn this child. It takes time to that parenting is just not something that's gonna happen overnight. Learning how to do this stuff is not happening overnight. There's mistakes that I still make with her that I feel like she that needs to help her development, and I'll be like, oh, let me get onto you for this. And I'm like, wait, let me figure out the reason why she did this. Let me figure out why she didn't tell me that she did this, to make sure that I react appropriately. Because there's some things that she does that I don't understand, but I had to realize that she definitely remembers me and her mother being together at this point. And now that she doesn't see that anymore, she's definitely trying to get the attention in certain ways. That's the things that she does, um, and make sure that she still feels loved and still feel like she matters. So I want to make sure that I reassure her of those things, and make sure that she grows up knowing that her daddy and her mother loves her dearly, even though we're not together. That we still love her, we still love one another, we're still friends. There's no discord, no divide in us. We're still a unit. We're still a family. You know. So,
And I got another one for you. I like asking you questions already, man. I like that, man.
Yeah, this interview is very interesting.
As a parent, I kind of want to know because I could share my own stories, but like, what was your best day as a father and your worst day as a father?
Oh,
whew,
that's a good one.
every day is the best day. I can say that. Every day that I'm a father is definitely one of those that I'm learning new things, and the fact that I'm a sensitive dude, and the fact knowing that these girls gonna love me unconditionally, no matter what, is great. The best day as a father is seeing that my two girls get along and playing together. Just seeing them every day. This like I miss my sister. Okay, let's go over there and hang out a little bit. And we go over there. They're playing. They're laughing. They're dancing. I remember one we went to a Christmas party at my uncle's house, and a song they didn't even know was on, and they're just both dancing with each other. They both can't dance. Mariah has more rhythm than Naomi, but
That is a fact. They both can't
but
dance. That is a fact.
but but just seeing them,
I think
dance together.
Naomi will get better as she get older.
Yeah, Mariah too, definitely. Uh,
What's
but
up,
just
Moo?
seeing Woolwich,
From the
but
sideline in the building.
seeing them dance together, was one of those that just warmed my heart. Seeing them their friendship is the best thing a father can see. Even though they have two different moms and they have two different upbringings, just seeing that is just like your heart just warm. The
You
worst
know,
day as a father is knowing that you got onto them, knowing that this was something that they didn't mean to do.
Hmm.
So they're crying for a reason. And you don't see that reason until like later on. You're like,
they can feel a
man,
separation. They're young
yeah,
enough to know. Speaking
yeah.
of
So
speaking of that, let me ask you a question, and I just want your honest opinion. I've seen your daughters interact, and they love to interact with each other. I've seen you and your brother interact, and y'all love to interact with each other. So, how much of those two? Because your brother has no kids, right?
Mm.
So,
Well,
so I
Patrick
mean,
Patrick does now, but yeah,
Patrick does. I'm talking
yeah,
more about Shannon because I
yeah.
didn't really realize that you and Patrick and all them were brothers until y'all really got older. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
yeah,
it never clicked in my head. But
yeah.
do you ever see the dynamic between you and Shannon? For those of you that don't know who Shannon is, that's his brother. You and
My older
Shannon
brother, yeah.
between Naomi and Mariah. Do you see the dynamic
Uh,
of you and Shannon in there?
I see, I see Naomi and Shannon a lot because
I do
Shannon,
too.
Shannon is definitely a he doesn't express his emotions a lot, and Naomi doesn't express her emotions a lot. She can be sad as ever, but she definitely not gonna say anything until you really try to get deep inside of her. Now, Mariah, she's gonna tell you how she feel. She gonna
Boy,
tell you what
Mariah,
she don't like.
Mariah, a real one, dog. I don't.
Hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm scared for you when you get older. She gonna tell you what it is.
Nah, she definitely will tell you what it is. She definitely will, hurt your feelings when you heard out like what I say.
Being
But
being honest, I think Mariah and Calissa would get along so well. It,
maybe
I'm
we
I'm
gonna make
telling
that
you.
happen. But yeah,
The,
it's definitely
we already got the terror squad. You might as well go ahead and add Mariah to that because she is a perfect
yeah,
number
she
three to
definitely
that group.
definitely
Outlaw know
is.
what I'm
'Cause,
talking about.
Yeah, man. I done had Calissa and Alyssa together a couple of times, man. I would let Calissa come over here and spend the night, man, and it's beautiful seeing them together. But I can't let them out of my eyesight. Like there's no me walking away. If I got to go to the kitchen, y'all coming with me. Y'all not gonna be
yeah,
left to your
that
own
definitely
devices because y'all
that's
run the whole
definitely
house
Mariah
down.
too. She a little sneaky one. She's a little sneaky one, man. She'll
She
get
ain't
away with
sneaky.
whatever she can get. She's
What
sneaky.
do she must be sneaky with Mary because she ain't sneaky with you.
Yeah, no, I know her shenanigans. That's what it is now. Before I didn't know her shenanigans. I know what a shenanigans is now. But yeah, but the dynamic is definitely uh, different because me and my brother were definitely uh, button heads for a long time. But
Mm.
but to the fact of Mariah wanting to be Naomi a lot, it's definitely a like, you know, because I wanted to be like my brother when I was younger. I wanted to follow his coattail, everything he went
Good
through.
old Moolage. Yeah, they would, bruh, they would have a time together, dog. It's scary. It is
Yeah,
scary.
so yeah.
I've heard you talk about your family a lot. I know we've only really talked about your brother a little bit. We talked about, we mentioned Patrick. You talked about your grandpa, but one thing I do know about you, no matter how bad your family pisses you off, and they piss you off a lot, I know it's family. One thing I do know is your grandfather was a rock in your
Hmm.
family to hold your family together. And now that your grandfather's gone, I feel like y'all are stronger than ever in your family dynamic. Just I don't know if that's to honor your grandfather, what it is, but talk about your family and what they mean to you for a little bit because you know me already. I'm always around my family. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
well, I mean, I'm around you a lot. I'm around Mark a lot, but I consider y'all family. My
Yeah.
family considers y'all family. So talk about just how tight knit and close of a family y'all are right now because it wasn't always like that. And what it
Hmm.
took to get to this point, man, and I think it's going to open a lot of eyes when it comes to the black family dynamic because auntie might not like your mother, or your mother might not like your uncle, or this and that, or something that happened 15 years ago, and they don't want nothing to do with you. They don't want nothing to do with that person, and it holds you away from your cousins. And it just builds up these generational curses. But it seems like y'all have gotten to the point now where those generational curses don't really exist anymore. And I don't want to say it's because your grandfather died. I don't think that's what it is. I think while your grandfather's alive, he repaired a lot of it though to be like, hey,
Hmm.
we're family. We're going to stick together in the values that he taught everybody, including Mary, because Mary was kind of hard headed too. I don't care.
She
She's not
definitely
going to
was.
see this. She's not going to see this. It's up my head, and I wouldn't care because I'm speaking the truth. But talk to what your family means to you now, because I do know it wasn't always as smooth as it was in our family, and it still ain't as smooth as it could be.
Yeah, we took a lot of things for granted. Um, it wasn't until Jason passed, and once Jason passed, my uncle Jason, uh,
That was my
it
boy, man.
made
R.I.P.
yeah, man, that was it was sudden, and it was definitely one of those things that were like any of us can be not in this circle no more, you know, and that definitely hit my grandfather hard, hit my grandmother hard, hit all of us hard. Uh, and the fact that Tammy came after him, Tammy being his wife, my aunt Tammy, it was definitely a hard time because that was my first initial loss, like big loss in my family, you know. Um, and I shout out to my cousins Jasmine, Jaleesa, and Taylor because the way they held themselves during this was crazy.
And it
I
really
don't
was
know,
close.
yeah, but the
What's up,
fact
my boy?
that the fact that my family grew closer during these times because we never knew when the next person was being gone. Uh, we try to work on our health a little bit better. We try to come closer to meet up a little bit more. And then once my grandfather passed, it was like we still gotta hold this rock. We still gotta hold this together. We gotta hold this. For him, for Jason, for Tammy. We have to do this. We have to meet up more so we can know that we still have each other's backs. No matter what. And the fact that my family is still ones that are like, I'll let you bump your head. I'm gonna let you grow at the same time. That's just what Sam's way is at this point. We're gonna let you bump your head, and we're gonna let you see where you can come from it. If you get too down and deep, we can help you, but man, we want to make sure that you grow from wherever darkness is you're in. But my family is everything. Like literally, I guess that's one of my second tattoos. It says family right there because it's just a reminder that I always got them. I always got them in my hand. Uh, because a lot of times when I was in my darkness, I didn't see my family. A lot of times that I felt like I was the black sheep, that they didn't care. They didn't want me around. Um, but it came to the fact of like when I started finding myself again, is that love, that warmness, of having them have your back at all point in time. That family is having a black household is crazy. Uh, you got that crazy auntie, you got that
There's
crazy uncle,
always that.
your favorite cousins, all that stuff. It just now that we're all older, it's crazy.
I'm happy
Seeing
you
everybody
said that.
grow up, seeing everybody
I- I'm
grow up is
I'm
crazy.
I'm happy you said favorite cousin because I don't know if you know, but I see this all the time. And Shannon and Patrick and Elijah. What's Elijah's brother name? I always forget his name.
Ethan,
Ethan,
Ethan, yeah,
Jaleesi, Taylor. Let me tell y'all something real quick. I see this all the time, and y'all can feel how you feel. You're everybody's favorite family member.
me.
Yes, and let me tell you. Let me tell you how I know. No. Let me tell you how I know. Because even though you don't feel like it, because you go through things and they're not excessively ready for you when you're up, they're all around all the time. Oh, they
Oh yeah,
can't wait to
yeah,
be around Sherrod then. Oh, they
yeah.
love it.
I'm about people. I'm
They
about
love
people.
it.
I want. I
They
still
they they
like.
they,
I'm
lo- they
waiting
love
for
they
all
love
my.
Sherrod when he up.
I definitely did send Elizabeth a video not too long ago because we're all about to be over 21. Ethan's close to being there, and I want to plan a cousin's trip. I know, yeah, I know. Uh,
I expect the invite to the cousin trip. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
yeah, you come on. I definitely want a cousin's trip because it's just being adults and just having each other is definitely important to me because we're the next generation. We got to hold this together. We got to hold the family down. I don't want to separate. I don't want to lose track of what our family actually means to us and what we do. Because this circle, even after my grandmother passed, we got to hold it down. God forbid she passes anytime soon, but we gotta hold this family down. We gotta realize that we're siblings at
And
the end of the day.
you know what? This is where I hold Outlaw and GQ in such high regard. They have already taken on the role of, what am I looking for here? They're already taking on the role of, we're next up for the next generation after us. Like if we're beefing and we can't get together, we're destroying the family dynamic. So I do commend GQ, Outlaw, Jessica, Jennifer. What's y'all younger sister name? I always forget her name.
Kaya.
I commend y'all. I definitely commend y'all for that, because y'all's family dynamic is. And y'all know I'm always around.
And you
You know.
also left out my little brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. Rod. I did leave out Rod. Sure,
I
you're
know
right.
it's so many of us. It's so easy to
It.
lose. Yeah.
Hey, listen. It ain't a lot of y'all. Rod just slipped my mind at that point. My bad, Rod. I know you eventually watch this at some point. My bad. No disrespect, brother. And the crazy part is, I'm always there.
Yeah,
You-
Mike, I feel like you low key like another one of my dad's sons without being, of his
nah,
seed.
for real.
You at all of our family functions, man. Like,
I
and
am.
people can't tell that you're not, biologically kinfolk, but you is kinfolk.
Yes, sir.
Micah is born and raised to be kinfolk.
Micah
It
gonna be
is what
that
it
uncle
is.
that's not really your uncle. He gonna be there for everybody.
He is.
I already
He already
am. Hey.
is. He already is.
Yeah, I'm
Kids
already
will be like,
am.
how Uncle Micah our uncle? That nigga came over one day and never left.
He brought the bottle,
Bruh,
so I mean, we cool.
I kid you not. You could ask look, for everybody on here that don't know, Outlaw, you could ask your dad right now. Your dad would be, Mike is the only one of Jeremy friends that call me every Father's Day and wish me happy Father's Day and come by. Bruh, that dad always invites me to everything, and I always go.
Mm,
I gotta go.
It'd
That's
be you and
pops.
Joseph. If Joseph don't
Yeah.
pull up, you still pulling up.
Yep.
yeah, I
There'll
know.
be so we have a tradition. Me, my dad, my brother. The day before Thanksgiving, we'll go over there and help my dad cook. Who gonna show up all the time? That nigga Micah. He ain't gonna cook, but he gonna be there just to make us laugh and shit.
No,
I'm
for
gonna be there
sure.
to laugh, drink,
Taste
all
testing.
kind of stuff.
Taste testing.
You kiss my ass, shut your mouth. That boy said,
Oh
"Hey,
man.
Micah, hold on, Z. I know you ain't got nobody. Oh my God, that boy said, "Hey, you might." So for those of you, my homeboy Z, we work together at my job I'm at now, and then he left. But man, for his birthday last year, I pulled up and the whole family adopted me and Precious. Y'all come back anytime y'all want to.
Yeah.
Anytime they adopted us the same night.
I feel like Micah, that dude that can go to your parents' house and you're not even there. He just
Oh, for
welcome to
sure.
go even if you're not
Oh,
around.
yeah, yeah. That's a fact. That is a fact. I done been to y'all dad's house so many times without either one of y'all being there. Like, just like, Mr. Rob, what you got going on? Man, pull up real quick. The boys are busy and I'm just at the house chilling. I'm trying to chill with somebody and drink this and that. And I just pull up.
Sound about accurate. Probably go off my dad's liquor cabinet and raid the motherfucker. And yeah,
Yeah, Mr. Gent know what time it is.
Well, for
You know
sure,
what
for
time it
sure.
is too. Let's end things on a lighter note, man. We've talked about your past, we've talked about your present. Here's what I want to know: your future. What's up next for Mr. Gent? Well, obviously outside of Gentleman's Talk, because we know you're the future on Gentleman's Talk because you're here. You know what I'm saying? You're part of the team. Last year you
Yeah.
didn't think that was part of your future, but now it's part of your future. So
Nah, for real.
what do you have coming up next? Like what's your future plans? Like, let's just call it like the next 5 to 10 years. Where do you
Ooh,
think you will be in 5 to 10 years, and what do you want to get accomplished?
I want to get back in school. Uh, because the fact that I definitely left school because I had a baby. I definitely want to get back into school in the educational. Like I went to school for biology before, but now I'm going for education because I definitely want to. I know people probably know about Barbara Hill right now, and not in a good light due in the black community, uh, because their hairstyles and all this other stuff. But I want to get back into my school district and be a voice, you know, because it definitely more black kids now than where it was when I was there, and they're not, you know, getting perceived well. You know, I want to be able to help them have, you know, the outlet that I didn't have when I was a kid. I didn't have a black teacher when I was over there, but I want to go over there and them to see me, you know, in that light, you know, help them, you know, have someone that they can come to if they need to talk about something. Because during my time at Barbecue, I definitely had to deal with a lot of racism and a lot of discrimination, and I didn't have anyone else to talk to. So I want them to see my face over there. So I definitely want to get back into school, get back into that school system, and make a change. And that for a fact, you know, plan on getting a house and having a place for my daughter to grow up in. You know, and that's my plan in the next 5 to 10 years. So, yeah.
That was beautiful, man. I'm gonna ask my last question. I'm gonna leave it on a lighter note because I feel like we got really, really deep in here. But this gonna be a hard question. You know, it's like a lighthearted question, and it might spark a debate. Drums or flats?
Oh wow.
I'm a
that
flats
that is
man.
gonna
I'm a
spark a
flats man.
debate.
I'm a flats
Okay.
man. 'Cause you gotta be a boss to eat a flat. You know, anybody can get the drum for the kids. You know,
Mm.
give them a little drumstick. But fix your face, fix your face over there. But flats where is that? You know,
Micah looking like a disappointed
Why?
dad. He ain't even a dad.
That's
flats.
what I'm
Why
saying. I'm
flats?
I'm
Why flats?
why? Why?
It's just the flavor is in the whole wing.
No, it ain't.
I can't. I, I
Don't
don't.
do
I
that.
don't. I don't. I'm not the one that will be eating the cartilage on top of a drum. I'm not. But a flat, and you gotta
Flats are
see
for kids.
what that mouth do. You know, get that tongue
No,
in there
no, no,
and
no, no, no,
reach
no, no,
that
no, no, no,
that
no, 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 no.
pause.
Flats are for
No, no, no.
flats are for kids.
I'm a agree with Mr. Gent down there, man. I feel like a flat, you can clean
Flats,
the
flats.
meat and
The whole
everything.
part.
Just
Yeah,
you can
Whoa,
exactly. Clean the
whoa,
whole part.
whoa.
Pause. Big
Pause.
pause. But still,
Whoa.
big pause. But still.
Wait a
but I
minute.
mean, just get you like a nice crispy pair of flats, man.
Oh
You ain't gonna
man.
leave nothing left, man.
Oh
Never,
man.
never. Drums. Hey, let me tell you, flats. Come on, dog. Flats, you just split the bone in half and you eat everything. Like, come on,
Yeah, you
man.
everything. Exactly.
I feel like
That's
eating a
weak.
drumstick is it's a lot of work, man. You
That's
gotta
weak.
eat around
That's
like this,
weak.
like to the top part, that the
Yeah.
cartilage,
It's
the
messy.
chewy shit, and
It's
you might
messy.
snap
You
a
get
tooth
all
in
inside of
half
your
eating
mouth.
that.
You got sauce when you get all
Let me
inside your
tell
mouth.
y'all.
Nah.
Let me tell y'all something. All right. I really don't give a shit about this debate. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I don't care about drums or flats because I eat boneless regardless. I eat chicken nuggets.
So you
So
fucking
Not the nuggets.
let me tell you why
nephew,
though.
nephew.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
why I eat the chicken nuggets
Go
though.
ahead and delete that.
Delete
No,
this
I'm not
nephew.
deleting it. Let me tell you why I eat chicken nuggets though. I eat the chicken nuggets because I'm not playing that bullshit where you split my wing in half and not give me the whole damn thing and sell it as two wings. I'm not playing that.
I give you that.
I
But
feel
still.
like
I'm
you
not
eat
playing
chicken
that
because you
shit.
don't like to work for your meat.
No. Let me
Pause.
tell you something. I eat. I eat. No, see, hey Z, Raynard, whatever you want to go by. Hey, let me tell you something, brother. Okay, and let me tell you something, brother. You know, hey, you not gonna skip me and charge me for 12 wings when I got six in this motherfucker, whether it's drums or flats, because I got half of every wing. No, we ain't gonna do that. But if I'm
No,
at
you don't.
home, and I'm making myself, I'm going to legs. But
Well, come on now.
I don't give a damn if you mad about the wings, Jamali. Shut up.
Just say
Shut
about it. You
up.
don't want to work for your meat. That's all it is, man. You take the easy
Pause,
way
big
out.
pause.
No, I
But
do
yeah,
not want to work for meat. What are you talking about?
big
Whoa.
pause.
Pause, bro.
Whoa.
But nah,
Like,
that picks
chill.
up. Yeah. Come on now. I don't
Oh
even
my
think I don't,
goodness.
another pause, but I don't even think it's even work like that. For flats, I don't think I have to work like that. But the fact that I'm telling you, it'd be the way I'm eating the drumstick. Just nah.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about. I honestly prefer chicken strips over all shit.
Chicken strips.
You're damn right.
That's
This
a
Raising
different
Cane's
category.
bullshit out of here.
No, I don't eat Raising
Unflavored.
Cane's, brother. Raising Cane's is trash. I don't do that.
You know
No.
what? To his credit, though, Slim Chickens, them
Yeah,
chickens
Slim
is
Chicken fire.
shit. If Slim Chickens wasn't already closed, I'd go there right now.
Slim Chickens is, hey, bruh, Slim Chicken is fire. Look, you see this shit? Look at this shit. What it say?
Oh,
It's more
you're not wrong. It is
big
more
pause.
meat. You get more meat
It
for your
is.
buck.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. I
Oh
definitely have
my God.
Definitely have Pluckers chicken
This is
tenders.
going on the highlight reel.
Was cheap. Those
Yeah, it
cheap.
gotta go on the highlight reel because y'all done went all the way up. Look, he say he just went for lunch yesterday at Slim Chickens.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Hey
Got some
Z,
good meat.
we used to hit that hole twice a week. You know what time it is.
Slim Chickens underrated. Like they never have a line. Any time of the day, there's never a line. I'm like, y'all don't know what y'all missing.
Shit.
Oh, well, I'm over here in Kingwood. I don't know, but the ones over in this area
Hey,
never busy.
Laporte always got a line, dog. Laporte always got that damn line, and I don't know why. Yeah, I do, because it's good.
Good meat.
And it's better than Raising Cane's.
They don't put no seasoning on they chicken and Raising Cane's. They live
Oh, they
by their
don't.
sauce, and I feel
Bruh,
like if you got put sauce
I
on your meat, the meat not
literally,
good.
Sharada tell you, I literally, hey Mariah,
Say hi.
I literally tell people all the time, Raising Cane's season their chicken with hot water and black pepper.
Mm-hmm. Well, salt and pepper just for taste.
Daddy been playing
Do you
games.
see this shit? Do you see this? This is what people want to hear, right?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
move out the
God.
schedule, bro. All right, go watch TV. I'll be back.
All right, man. So, hey, Outlaw, you got any more questions?
No, I was gonna leave it on that, man. I feel like we had a really good debate about meat.
All right. Whoa. Pause. Wait.
I had to
Say,
bring,
man.
I had to make us lighthearted, man. 'Cause I feel like we kind of got really deep in there.
Wait a minute. Okay. So,
But we all laughing now, though, right?
shut
I
up.
give you that.
All right. So, I got a question to end this on a lighthearted note, too. Raising Cane's is white people's favorite chicken spot. You're damn right it is. You're damn right it is because they make their chicken
That-
just like them damn white people do.
That ain't KFC. That ain't KFC.
Hey Z, I'm live every Wednesday. I just put it on my personal Facebook today. I plan on getting everybody's personal Facebook so we can put it on there too. So every Wednesday evening we're live with Gentlemen's Talk. Every Monday I'm on Basket to Basket for the basketball show. So I got a question for both of y'all. Let me see what he said. Raisins cane sauce. Yeah, the sauce is, but the chicken ain't.
If you
So
need
yeah,
to put
yeah.
sauce on your meat is nasty.
Just like barbecue sauce. I give you that barbecue sauce and the barbecue. That's
When I'm
definitely
Okay.
barbecuing, I don't put no motherfucking sauce on my goddamn ribs. I let the seasonings speak for themselves in
Facts.
the meat.
Hey,
For
I fucks
sure.
with your dad because of that. Your dad ribs be smacking. His ribs do be
Yeah.
smacking. All right, so I got a question for both of y'all. Being we really didn't get to dive into your anime headism,
Oh, no.
Rod, Mr. Gent, you know. But I got a question for both of y'all. Whether it's anime, it's superhero related. It's not anime related. I know both of y'all are into superheroes too. You can have one or the other. All the powers of
You know what we talking
X-Men
about? Yeah, okay.
or all the powers of Marvel.
that's the same thing, bro. I mean, Marvel and X-Men, that's the same universe, bro.
Just answer the question.
Well, you meant DC, Justice
I'm
League.
sorry, DC. DC, my
Yeah,
bad.
Justice League,
DC,
Justice
DC,
League, Justice
DC.
League, Justice
My
League.
bad.
One thing, baby. We had this
What I say?
discussion on Sunday. We had this discussion on Sunday,
Oh wait, my bad, my
and
bad. My bad. I asked it wrong. All the powers of Justice League in one
all the
person, or
powers,
all the powers of X-Men in one person. That's what it is.
and we had this discussion on Sunday. Definitely got to be the X-Man because just Professor X having the mind powers on top of shoot
Just give me
Wolverine's
Magneto
generation.
powers, and I'm straight. Just give me Magneto. That's all I need.
Somebody else here understands, because Mr. Jenton here answered quickly without a question. Justice League, I was like, why? And I say,
Well, I said,
Cyclops got the laser vision.
and I saw the reason why. I like, you know what? You're right. You're right. Every
Beast,
power that
Beast
Superman
got the
has,
super strength.
every power that Superman has, it has been a character in Justice League.
Professor X, Professor X might not have X-ray vision, but my dog, he could see into your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Look.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Then you got Quicksilver with the super speed.
Wolverine and Professor X is OP, and don't let me add in the Phoenix with Jean Grey, because then it's
Oh yeah,
definitely ridiculous.
yeah.
And for what it's worth, with the Flash crossing universes, Nightcrawler could teleport to any way he wants to.
You're right. You're right.
I will give DC some credit though, because that Green Lantern ring, it can cook.
Yeah, the Green Lantern ring can cook. It can.
If you're creative, if you a dumbass motherfucker, you just out of luck. You just shooting sparks and shit out that motherfucker.
Yeah,
The
but at the
Green
same
Lantern
time,
ring is creative.
I was gonna say Martian Manhunter, him being able to transform to anybody and stuff. So
Yeah, but he's weak to fire. That's everywhere.
yeah.
Morph.
Mm.
I don't know, I just feel like DC characters are boring outside of Batman.
You're right. I don't have anybody that has a good character arc as
Hold on real
like
quick.
Batman does.
I've never really thought about that. DC characters outside.
Like Green Lantern has really good stories in the comics. Batman is Batman. I just feel like besides those two, there's nobody in DC that I really just be like, oh, I gotta go, read their story or watch their movie.
You know what's crazy? You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's why Batman's all
DC has my favorite superhero of all time, and he's not a superhero. He's a regular human.
He's regular human. Batman.
No.
Batman. I'm telling you.
I feel like Batman hard carries the DC universe. If there was no Batman, we wouldn't be talking about DC. Like everybody else is like mad boring. Like all the niggas got super strength, and that's it. Like Aquaman, he's strong and he can swim. Superman, he's strong, he can fly. Wonder Woman, she's strong.
Yeah, Z. Hold on real quick. Molly said DC is poo. Z asked, and he asked a question. You can absolutely ask a question. That's why we're here, brother. Let it shine, like the Disney movie.
Let it shine. What?
Let it shine like the Disney movie. How do y'all feel about the last Batman movie?
By the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson.
I actually enjoyed it because of the fact that he can actually be a detective in this movie. It wasn't necessarily just all about him. All about him fighting. So him being a detective definitely made that movie definitely a good one. And the fact that you saw him as a person.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Gent, man. I feel like people forget that Batman is a detective. He ain't just
the world's best
money, gadgets, and hand-to-hand combat. Like he actually is a thinker, and I feel like them kind of introducing that whole like Zodiac killer aspect to the Batman was really interesting.
I will absolutely echo the sentiments because people really do forget Batman is a detective. May I add that today I saw a clip on Facebook that I forgot about. And the reason why I forgot about it is because I hadn't seen Justice League in so long. But there was a clip in Justice League where Superman X-rayed through Batman's mask and found out he was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Later on in that evening, Batman found out who he was, got to his girl, and said he was gonna take her out, and then plopped on top of the rooftop with binoculars and flexed and stood there the whole time till Superman got the little bat radar to know that Batman knew who he was and looked out the window, and Batman was sitting there looking at him like, "Yeah, nigga,
Yeah.
and what?"
And what about it? And what about it? That boy's a detective. He can find out anybody.
My opinion, I didn't like it only because I like action in all my movies. That probably childish of me. No, I don't think it's childish of you.
Yeah.
When you go to see a Batman movie, most people do expect a lot of action. So
And this
the
one was a
last
much more
movie,
slow
yeah,
burn.
Yeah, you definitely had to think about this one, a little bit more.
I do think though Robert Pattinson is going to make a good Batman in the end though. I do if he continues to keep making
Yeah.
Batman movies. I think he's a perfect Bruce Wayne because he's exactly what Bruce Wayne was when George Clooney did it. He's a playboy, he's a millionaire. All the girls love him because of Twilight and things like that. So I think he will make a very very perfect Bruce Wayne just the same way George Clooney did. My issue is he might slack on the Batman side when it comes to choreographing fights, but you got stunt
Mm.
doubles. So we'll
I
see.
feel like the bits of action they had in the last Batman movie were actually pretty good. I feel like they were better than like the Dark Knight trilogy. If you go back and watch those three movies, the actual hand to hand combat was really badly cut, and like you couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. But we don't talk about that because the movies, the stories were great, But when you actually see them fight,
Stories are phenomenal.
yeah, they wasn't really cooking with the fight scenes.
I digress.
He's
I
not.
mean,
He's
I
not
will
wrong.
say that
He's
Bane
not wrong.
was cooking though. Bane had that man in a blender.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree with the first one that
Tom Hardy played the hell out of that role.
I definitely agree with that with the first one, but the second and third one I disagree with. Especially the one with Bane. Bane was putting the hurt on these niggas, boy. Oh my god. Tom
I
Hardy did a
feel like by the
phenomenal
time they
job
got
as
to the
Bane.
third one, they actually got better at action. But if you go back and watch 2 and 1, there's no standout fight scenes. Like none of those fight
Yeah,
scenes. I go back and
eh,
Yeah, but the
no,
second one,
because but he didn't. Well, okay,
Joker
but
made
you know
that
what
one.
though?
So
The first one, Scarecrow is not a fighter. The second one, the Joker isn't really a fighter either. So that makes sense. But the third one, when they actually had to have fight scenes because Bane is a fighter, good God, that was beautiful.
Bane was cooking. He put them hands in that man's like he gave him that left right combo.
Bane put them hands on him. We say, I like the one when the Joker robbed the bank in the beginning. I don't remember
That's
that.
the
That
second one,
is
Dark
that's the
Knight.
second one,
the second
the Dark
Dark
Knight.
Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. So like I like the plot of the Dark Knight Rises, but you're right. There wasn't a lot of hand to hand. There was basically only one fight scene in that movie, and that was the ending where Batman left and hanging off the roof.
That was barely a fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Joker don't really fight like that.
right.
He's just evil.
And
Evil dude.
I do think in that trilogy they probably should have brought in another person that actually fights.
Mhm.
You got Bane. Well, hell, now that I think about it, the only villain that Batman goes against that really fights is really only Bane.
But it's funny you say they should have brought in another person to direct the fight scenes, but Christopher Nolan directed the trilogy.
Not direct the
Another
fight
villain.
scene,
Another
another villain. But as I
Oh,
sit
okay.
here, as I'm saying, but as I sit here and think about it, Batman's people were only regular villains. Like
Yeah.
they robbed banks, they did this and that. So yeah, but to work around the fight scenes and still make it a fire ass movie is pretty impressive.
I'll say this, man. So Christopher Nolan directed the Batman trilogy, but he also directed Inception. And if you go back and watch Inception, they had some fights. They was cooking in them fights, like the hallway scene. That
Yeah,
was
the
dope.
hallway scene. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
That definitely was dope. Yeah.
So the dude could direct some good
The
fight
hotel.
scenes. It just
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he probably just didn't have the right villains to really have fight scenes with.
Yeah. I really don't. Instead of Raja Ghul, that's the only person that he was there, but he didn't necessarily fight that
Right.
often.
They had a really awkward fight on that train at the end, and you couldn't
Yeah.
tell what the hell was going on.
Yeah. So that's the only person that you would be able to necessarily fight like that, except for Deathstroke,
I mean,
but he didn't really come in.
nah. They should go ahead and make a movie where he fights Damien. Oh my god. Damien is a freaking monster, bro. Damien is
You sound like
dumb.
my brother. He
You trying to
loved
make you
Damien,
trying to
and
make
I can't
DC
stand
money?
him for shit.
Relax.
I visually remember Joker fighting, but I'm thinking about DC versus Mortal Kombat game. No, Joker had a fight scene with Batman at the end of the Dark Knight Rises, but it was literally only like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't even 2 minutes,
long.
Chief.
Yeah,
But the Joker is never a
Jo-
fighter. Like he don't fight
right.
even like in the comics or like the animated series. Like he'll do a sucker punch or some weird gadget trick, but he's not about to stand there and like throw
he'll
hands.
he'll take a beating. He'll take a bit of a
Oh,
beating and laugh.
absolutely.
What what I will say though is if they continue with a Batman movie and put Batman Beyond in, we gonna get some dope ass live action because all Batman Beyond villains fight.
They
All
they
them
they
niggas fight.
they scrapped that. They scrapped it. They scrapped it. They're supposed
Yeah,
to make a. The animators for Miles that Miles
Spider
Morales
Verse.
into Spider Verse was supposed to do the Batman Beyond, and they scrapped it. That was supposed to be beautiful.
If they could
No,
just give
we
me
we not
live
we not
action or
saying
animated Batman Beyond, man, I'd be happy as fuck, man. Because
Yeah, yeah,
Batman
for
Beyond
sure.
is
okay.
overrated.
Z Reynard, whatever you want to go by on here. We're not saying that Batman villains don't fight. Yes, we are. We're saying they don't fight, but they have henchmen that actually do fight.
Yeah,
But
I
the
mean,
villains don't fight.
a
the
lot of
main
his
villains don't
villains are
really fight.
more like mental battles or stopping
Yeah.
a heist or something like that. He don't really fight a lot
Doc,
of his villains. Like Poison Ivy, he not gonna hit Poison Ivy. Scarecrow, he not gonna. You hit that nigga one time, and he in a wheelchair. Like a lot of his villains aren't those punchy kind of people. They're
like
more like
Right.
let's see him square up with Penguin. That ain't gonna be a good fight.
yeah, he not gonna.
That
His
ain't gonna be
only
a good
villains
fight,
that
man.
really go hand to hand are like Roz, Bane, Deathstroke. Like he don't really hit a lot of niggas like that. Like not.
Yeah,
It's just that's not how
Two Face
Batman
don't even
operates.
fight.
Two Face don't even fight. He shoot at
Yeah,
you a couple times and you sneak up on him.
that's about
You gonna hit him with the Denzel? You gonna punch him in the throat?
it. Yeah, man.
Denzel Washington got more fight scenes than Batman in any movie, bro. Stop playing with me.
No,
He
you're
got the
right.
whole Equalizer trilogy.
Yeah, that's enough. Was
Actually,
that
I'll
four
say one
movies
of
right there?
Denzel's best fights in Training Day.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah,
y'all know what time it is, man. Mr. Gent, your interview is now done. I appreciate you because you really did open up. You got vulnerable. You talked about your life. You did everything that I expected you to do
hmm
because I also opened up. So, um, good interview, man. I hope everybody out there now understands more of you and they're more into the person you are on the show. Outlaw, what you got?
Man, I'll say this, Chief, man. I feel like you're a lovable dude. I really just met you through the podcast, but like I feel like you a dude that anybody could love once they get to know you, and I appreciate you coming here onto the show and opening up about, a lot of things that most men would never really speak on, man. And I feel like, you might have really helped somebody think about where they are in life and maybe get them in the right direction. You never know who's listening and who needs some help.
yeah, for sure, man.
That's a fact. I loved it. Mr. Gent, what you got?
So I appreciate this. It was a fun interview. Got my story out there. A lot of people that really don't know. Shout out to my girl China for popping in. Uh, love you, lady. Appreciate your support. Uh, and yeah, it was fun. I'm glad to be here. Tune in next week
What
for
is
another
next
five
week?
show.
We'll see when we get there, dog.
Yeah.
uh, big shout out to Nick, DJ Rhythms, Arnaldo. Who we got else in here? Jamali, Lundo, Moo from the Sidelines family. Moo, I know you was gonna be here. My boy Z, aka Reynard, China. Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody that was in the comments here. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hey man, share, like, subscribe to Gentleman's Talk. This was from the Sideline Chronicles with Mr. Gent. We are going to be back on track next week with our regular shows. Mr. Gent, you got to work next week or you on next week?
I'm on next week.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
We are still working on Mr. Gents and Outlaws personal segments. Y'all know I got this. I got the crossover. Mr. GQ has the real talk. We're going to get there. We already got something cooking for Mr. Outlaw up here, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, hey, we appreciate y'all because at one point we had 22 people watching the live at one time. So we definitely appreciate y'all. Next week, we're coming with a hard-hitting show. It will not be an interview. It's a regular show. The war against ignorant ass women will continue next week. Because a lot of
Yes,
y'all out
sir.
there giving relationship advice and don't know what the hell y'all talking about. So, Mr. Gent, final thoughts.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate this show. Honestly, that's definitely something to look forward to. Y'all make sure y'all tune in next week because I feel like we're gonna be digging into some people. If the boot fits.
Okay, I like the inhale with no exhale. Okay. Outlaw Prime, what you got?
I'm gonna say this, man. The best wing flavor is lemon pepper hot. And if you want to fight me on that, we can fight right now.
Squirrel, pull up on me. Pull up on me.
I'm going to end with make sure y'all tune in to PVT tomorrow. Friday, we got the best damn football show, period, with Inside the Huddle. Monday, we got Basket to Basket. I will be on. And of course, right back here next week, Wednesday, I will be right here. 7:30. I know we started late today. It's okay. I got off work kind of late. But we'll be right back here. And Outlaw, I just want to let you know, lemon pepper wet is the greatest flavor of wings on live. Holla at me
You
what
like
it
your
do,
shit
what it
saucy,
is.
all right?
You
Just
ain't.
go ahead and say it.
Just go ahead and say it. Go ahead,
Whoa,
tell the people.
whoa, what?
Tell the people.
No pause. We out here. We just gonna own it. Stand on business.
Holla at me what it do, what it is. You ain't never seen a player like this. All right, man. We out.
I don't.